Those of you in a district, in a various districts, that like to say good evening to every one of you, whatsoever you're doing this wonderful time, however the case is going to be like. Keep low to your ready hour and don't take go away. It's about time today, this evening hour that we bring you the program back today for here on top 105.3. So you can also follow the show on Facebook and YouTube, and you're going to be watching us live here tonight. Uh, we're going to be here up o'clock. So pretty soon the panelists are going to be here on the show. Yeah. So if you're just joining us, it is a first time, coming across on, we let us say welcome, welcome. I keep posted. Don't you go away, and let's keep doing it together here on your FM dial, top 105.3. By 9 o'clock, we bring you this program, which is from 9 up to 12 in the morning. We're going to be here with you discussing issues affecting our country, issues affecting our counties, our various districts. Yeah, so just keep posted. Don't you go away. If you are, you know, in the room, what I will do for tonight is just increase the volume of the radio a bit so that next person close up to you will also follow the show. So if you are also watching us online, help share the live to other group pages that you are following tonight. Yeah, has help or share to other group pages is following on Facebook. So if you just joining us, drop your comments, tell us where you joining us from. Drop your comments and tell us where you joining us from. So myself are going to share the page. So just go ahead to do the same. Share to other group pages you follow on Facebook so that many others can be able to join us here tonight. So while we're here waiting the panelists to join us tonight on the show, we'll open the phone line and hear from you what I say that you want to talk about this wonderful evening. What are some challenges you going through? Uh, you can please call through this evening and let's hear from you. Our condolences go to a little girl who has passed off, where in Galo Verde community. Yeah, we are so sorry for the loss. Uh, at this difficult time, we want to say sorry to the family. You know, I think the public health practitioners in our counties need to do more now because nowadays, if you go to the various communities, you will see a lot of well open, and this just happened as a result of having an open way. Yeah, because if that well were closed, such a thing was not going to happen. But because the wells is open and maybe the children can go there at time, play around there, this is what happens. So we hope. Let's take this person this evening. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening, Daniel. Where do you join us from?
Yeah, my name is Steven. Steven, yeah, calling from Central Street.
Steven, welcome to the show.
Yeah, my question is afternoon to the national team of Liberia.
Okay.
I want to tell our Nicholas, thank you. Hello, I'm alive.
You are live, Chief. Go ahead.
I want to tell our Nicholas, thank you for the real fun result from the girl to be happy yesterday. We are going to be 7-31. I want to say thank you. My post show, bring me facing on the national team for perform good. There's some four player playing for the teams in Liberia to play good football. So beginning to play to some player for to play the national team. To go to Spagley to go play also. So concerned
Mhm.
to to our incoming program in Nigeria country with the citizen.
Mhm.
I thank you. Thank you. Something Bozo will thank you. deliver information of a program.
Okay.
The city mayor of Nigeria, Kante Vita Kai,
Mm.
should now give a place for all to have our program. Nigeria for everybody.
Sure.
We the kind of people that are all from Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
So we get 20 parties in Nigeria. We get UP, we get CDC, we get ANC, we get Liberty Party. Hello.
Go ahead, Chief. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
So something person went to her for error. She tells something person say something person will go to the office. You the system may have Nigeria country.
Mm-hmm.
Someone went to you. Then someone say go to the person. Who did they go to the office?
Mm.
So President Hotel says you won't bring politics in this thing. Who the example of who have Nigeria? Who the youth who have Nigeria? So things we should doing or to everybody movement in power. When you have progress in Nigeria, then say, oh, this guy will not be able. So no, you know about this. So I want you to bring Nigeria country. We tell her our program will be the 27th of this month. We should now no problem in this country. They can for everybody.
Sure.
We should keep our place to have our program. Thank you.
Thank you so much for following this evening and being part of the show. Full, let's hear from you. 776 105 105 881 143504. Pick up this person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Your name, where do you join us from?
Thank you. This is B. Martin Patsina, and I call from Clarville.
Welcome to the show, Chief.
Thank you for the platform. Let me say good evening to all Grenadians. My brother, let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
Grenada is for us all.
Sure.
I don't think someone's supposed to be denied of certain privilege that belongs to everyone, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Only because you feel that you don't like a particular person or you don't like certain institutions. Power can change hands. If you are in power today,
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow you will be out of power. So you cannot misuse your power. Because you will become a common citizen tomorrow in a community.
Of course.
So you have to be careful the way in which you do things. Let me say this. We just follow some show on one of the sister radio stations where other people providing false information and saying a lot of things.
Mm.
The fact is that, like your show now, if you were left to erect a checkpoint that no color or the person in studio should do this, and you allow the person in studio to go do your checkpoint, if the colors come in to do the same thing, you will start to come up. It's not good, but however, it is not your show. We try to call on our show, but maybe our numbers are recognized, so they were not picking our calls. So we wanted to take the two that the chaplain that he erected, the chaplain was weak. He allowed those that were in studio to both do the checkpoints, and then don't want to allow others that call in to respond to them, which was not good. So we pray that our program, which of course going to be successful, must be successful. We need peace in Grenada. We need peace in Liberia.
Of course.
We don't need trouble. We don't need violence. If there is anything to be done, let it be done right there. Thank you. We are still following the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being part of the show here this evening. 0776-1005-881-143504. Keep your calls coming in this evening. Let's hear from you. One line and pick up Mr. Evan William here this evening. Mr. William, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's Emo Williams from Calvary community. Yeah, with the Calvary, we read with the Calvary. Yeah, we read. Okay, but I just want to clarify that God will take over Christ under control. Yeah, But the only advice, the next advice is that everywhere you have a well in front of your house, close it. This is a lesson now because we have many children. For example, I've been crying on this thing. Up Garfield, there's no pump. The whole Garfield up. Garfield, there's no pump near the gate. So everybody living from down, going all the way down to search for water.
Okay.
Yes, I've been talking this thing, but it can't hold. But I believe that next time they do it happy that I believe that the local government will hear this, will hear me, and they will agree. They will fix the pump here. We have a pump, but the pump have a problem. We try to fix it, but there's no way to fix the pump. The pump come, they don't go down where we're off. So I believe that thing will be well later, but however, everybody will have pump across this county, not Garfield alone, but in the other people community, go to a pump so our thing will be safe. Thank you very much. This is Emma William once again calling for Garfield community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Williams, for being part of the show this evening. Let's quickly welcome in Veteran Smith, and then we'll put you on backstage until all of the other panelists can come up. Veteran, how are you doing today?
Yeah, what's up? I can't hear you.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, go ahead, getting you now.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm doing great. Well,
Yeah.
things from your end.
The sun is shining and we are waiting for the biggest sporting event in the world tomorrow, the World Cup between South Africa and the host country, Mexico. So we will get the flavor. I said the first game will determine how the rest of the World Cup will go. So we'll see how things will develop. And then on Tuesday, USA will take on Paraguay. And then on the same day, the Canadian, who also co-hosting the conference, will be playing. So the three host countries will be playing between the 11 and the 12. So tomorrow, the veteran will have a special edition of the World Cup in the morning. So if you don't want to miss that, you better get up early. I might get some of the top players in the world to be on the veteran show tomorrow morning, man. So I'm thinking who should be the surprise guest tomorrow morning. I'm thinking, but it would be an athlete. It would be a sports person. I mean, it would be some kind of sports figure. I'm thinking who to get, who understand the World Cup to put it in perspective. That's the person I want for my guest tomorrow morning. Can you help me? Who you know that you think would be a good guest? Just text me. You don't tell the callers. Who seems to possess the encyclopedia of the World Cup? Have it to, in perspective, anything you want to know about the World Cup, that person seems to have knowledge. Text that person name to me, because that's the type of person I want to be my guest tomorrow. Are you excited, or you stay waiting until it actually open? I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing your voice.
So just for that, Liberia is not in the league. I'm so happy about the World Cup. The only thing that's actually tried to make up feedback as some disappointment is, the rules and regulations that your country, the US, trying to put in place by denying a qualified ref who's been certificated by CAF.
My man, you want to take some of the things I'll be discussing tomorrow?
Yeah, and other national team being screened by taking all shoes and whatsoever, based on their rivals in the country is something that we really need to look at. It's the only thing for me, but I'm actually happy about the opening of the World Cup. We want to see this year. We'll take it. If Argentina can still defend, we want to know. If this come around, there'll be another country waiting to take it. We want to see. But I'm supporting Spain and Argentina. I'm Lionel Messi fan and also a Barcelona fan. Most of my players are with Spain national team, so are supporting them all.
Yeah. The former President George Weah is in New York. They had the FIFA and New Year street soccer. Yeah. So the ceremony took place, and he spoke. So grassroots football, man. Yes. I will have a chance to see. I want to see Arico and Brazil. So that's where the veteran one looking at.
So what's about Saturday? Aricos again, Ecuador.
Arico have a good team. That in a friendly, they defeat that friend.
We can take that for granted. Maybe for friendly match in this World Cup, I can take that for granted because there are other teams who just keeping their player to avoid injury. So there are other things that just keep the best player on their bench. Yeah.
And guess what? Let me say something. Mute your microphone,
All right,
and then you come back.
Just go ahead quick.
Okay. The Real Madrid player, what you call it, Vinicius. I know. If I were him, I would take the $6 billion that Saudi Arabia trying to give him. But he haven't made up his mind yet. But he will wait until after the World Cup. Real Madrid will receive $1 billion, and for any other cause, they will give it for a transfer or wherever. But can you imagine getting $6 billion? You will support your family. You can even buy Real Madrid with that type of money. He will be the richest athlete in the world. Can you refuse that type of money before the World Cup? He just waiting until after the World Cup to make his mind whether to accept $6 billion. If you give me, I don't have to make up my mind. I just accept it right away, man. What kind of advice will you give him?
So thank you for that question. There are other players who don't just play for money, but they play for the love of the club. So it's possible that if he lost Real Madrid, he can deny the offer and then stay at Madrid. Just part why he's in it at the club, because mind you, accepting that option meaning that in leaving the spotlight of sport. Because when you are not playing those BB League, like the Premier League, League One, Bololica, even La Liga, people don't actually see you again. So if you try to do that, meaning that a football career or maybe a knee will not be like the way it's in the spotlight. Well, let's take from our people here and hear from them. Like you said, tomorrow is the show. Yeah, we'll follow you up to.
Ask them. Let them talk about World Cup. Let them talk about World Cup. Who African country going to perform well? And what player, African player, would disturb the World Cup?
Let's speak, Mr. Williams again. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Amos Williams once again from the community. I love the veterans. Yes, because I one of the legends. Yeah, people know me on that occasion. Yeah, for me, what he's speaking about is good. But I think that Senegal will be the one of the best team in Africa. Next Senegal, I think, will be Ghana. That is two things for me are carrying. So I believe that this will be one of the good things for Africa.
Okay.
And maybe the other team I will support maybe Morocco. Or what we call Morocco. Yes. This is what I'm talking about. And then, what we're talking, follow it, please. Thank you very much. Amos, we don't want to keep.
Thank you so much, Mr. William. All right, folks, keep your calls coming in. We're going in line and pick up this person. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Jackson Gay, listening land.
Listening
from Babaville.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, now why the previous caller just said Senegal. Oh God, Sadio Mane, the African best president on our team. He's one of the fine players too. Then I got a question for Mr. Smith.
All right.
The fourth professional player from Liberia, whether he know the professional player name. The fourth Liberian player which went professional. So that he can give me that name.
Okay.
As a football lover.
All right. So veteran, it's up to you. Let's hear from you. Maybe you know that person.
Yeah, the first player we went to play professional player, football player for Liberia, if you know the name.
Professional player. We have so many Liberian that went professional. You got to tell me the year.
Let's just bring in Bedekatu quick and then you respond to the question. Hello.
Mr. Duawulu.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Chief.
Yeah, thank you. Are we live?
You are live. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good evening to listening audience, and good evening to all the professors. Welcome in class. So, firstly, the question posed by Mr. Smith or the suggestion he brought that we should speak about the factor. The issue you're going to give, the analysis you gave about Vanessa June taking 6 billion or whatever billion it may be, that is why the guest is saying that says there is an individual difference. Mine cannot be, will not be your thinking. What I love, you can never love it 100% as compared to the way I love it. Money is there. Everybody needs money. But there are some people too who prioritize love over money. So you said it rightly. Yes, if it is him, you could say you want a 6 billion. If it is me, maybe I could say no, I want to continuously be stay on the street around the world, and the little I got, I think I can make use of it instead of going after big money. That's what I'm saying. I say, if you want too much too soon, it leads you into predicament. Bit by bit. That is it. Secondly, we want to use a minute to extend our deepest condolences to the family of the Gallo village community for La Lucha, as well as we are in empathy with the vice president of the university that was involved into a motor accident this evening or this afternoon while on their way from the university campus. I think those are three issues we really need to speak about.
Sure.
Instead of maybe, going to other issues that we will not be having dividend to, because those people, they are our people, they will continue to be our people. Like the child that was lost today could be somebody of our future leader, bringing development in our county and country. So again, our condolences, especially to my brother Amos Williams, who is one of those who are heading that community, and the entire people of Gallo Valley. Thank you for having us.
Thank you
so much. Come to the football video. It is not a time that we're going to discuss football. Discuss my country first. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bedekatu, for being part of the show.
What did he say? The vice president?
I'll give you update on that. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, near where do you get that from?
Steering on his game.
Welcome to the show.
I'm live.
You are live. Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, me, I'm a Real Madrid fan. So you see, Fernandinho, all achieve. Fernandinho achievement for himself. He can FIFA best player of the year. He can Champions League. He can La Liga. He can best player in La Liga. So Fernandinho will come out Madrid team again. And let's say Fernandinho will come out Madrid team. Madrid all is there. So for Fernandinho to come on Madrid team, you know, play good football for Real Madrid. So I thinking, how Fernandinho to take that money. You know, presenting already is that money. The football career have money. You see, new Maggio, I go on PSG today. So, Fernandinho take that money. Maybe so that Arabia, have money to play there. Have that money, the money, they pay that money, you can buy my whole team. So, after Fernandinho, I can take that money to leave Madrid.
All right. Thank you. So, folks, keep your calls coming in on 776 105 105 881 143504. 0776 105 105 881 143504 are the numbers of put you through this evening, going to be live here on Top 105.3. Yeah, so veteran, while you were asking, so the vice president of the University of Grangida was involved into an accident, leaving from the campus this evening after class. Yeah. And also in Galo Verde, a 6-year-old child gets drunk in a well. That's happened yesterday evening. Her body was discovered this morning in the area. So according to the grandmother, she just brought a child from Aricos just 2 weeks ago. So meaning the child just spent 2 weeks in Liberia and this incident happened. So she tried checking water yesterday for the child. She couldn't find the child. The area just open where the child, but it's not too deep. It's open but not too deep. So according to the owner of the well, even this morning, people draw water from that particular area. They draw water from that particular area, the use it. And it was later on when he got the information that they were looking for a child, and then information says the child they were around there, but one of their friends said, she threw the drop bucket in the well and she left. So a little brother just took a slipper and left the area. So tried checking for her yesterday, couldn't find her. This morning they checked, they couldn't see her. And so when he got the information, the owner of the well got the information, they decided to check and see. So while his shop stayed there, according to him, he felt something in the well. So when he felt that, somebody was closer to him too from the same community called a person, say, "Come, that is what happened." So later when he discovered that it was a little girl the people were checking for in the community, he had to report himself at the police station. So the police went there this morning. People from the health facility also went there. And we ourselves were present when he took the body off from that particular way. So that's what happened. These are trading issues now in our county. Our vice president for the university, along with the late Alfred Donald wife, because she was driving and that's her car, was involved into, an accident on their way from the campus.
Very, very sad news. And we're extending our sympathy to the bereaved family, and hope God will bring some comfort in the lives of their loved one. And the condition I know with the young child, when it comes to death, you can't bring that person back. And so I know there will be some kind of investigation to determine what actually happened, whether it was by accident or someone did something intentionally. Wouldn't know about the investigation. As the way it's saying, it might be an accident, but we don't know. But I know they will do some kind of investigation on the situation with the vice president of the University of Grand Jita, that unfortunate incident with the car accident. Uh, he stay alive, if I'm hearing the news. He just in critical condition. Is that what you're telling us? I can't hear you.
All right, so I think it's okay now. You getting me now? Pedrin.
Yes, yeah. Go ahead. Yes, yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm saying, actually, I can't say whether somebody was, under a critical condition for now because I was in class when that's happened, so I was not able to go on the main scene. But then the report that I got was she only have a strip on her, meaning the woman that was driving. So says Vivian have a strip on her and the car someone sorted. So the cars got damaged, meaning the vehicles, the whole glass in front of it got damaged, and we just parked along the road. So there's no information on such if whether somebody was on a critical condition. No. Yeah. There's no
So
information on that.
in this terrible accident, there is no death.
No, no death.
Okay. So we keep our hands in prayer that recovery will be very, very fast in the hospital. Yeah.
Sure.
But for the young child, I think there will be some investigation.
Of course.
Okay, we have done our due diligence. We now can focus on the rest of the other news until we get more update from the incident that occurred at the hospital or the incident that happened to the young child. Then we will focus on it more tomorrow. But we're happy to at least put up to the public such breaking news that happened. One of the administrators, I think, happens to be a female from the Grand Jita University, vice president, happened to be involved in a car accident, and it's a critical condition, but there were no deaths in such accident. So that's good news. So we don't know either which hospital they took them to. If you know it, let me know. The hospital that they're going to, so proper treatment can be given to them ASAP to make the recovery stage much faster. So that's if that will happen, then that's good news. As it relate to the child, whether it was negligent or what really happened within the window of 24 hours or 48 hours, or whether the child happened to be playing and just went there, we don't know full detail, but uh, the investigation will unfold what really happened, how the child was able to get into the vicinity of the well, and whether nobody was really looking after the child, and the child just went in the well. We don't know that for a fact, but that's where the investigation will uncover uh, as we wait for such investigation to take place. So far, that led to death. In that one, we can report it led to a death of the child, because when you in the water for quite that length of time, when the child entered the water, we don't know the time. But if there was a forensic done on the body, it can tell you. If I call Rockefeller Cooper to look at that, he would be able to determine the time factor when what happened to that child, or whether they took that child and put it in the well after the child was dead. So there are a lot of things can be uncovered. So that's where you need someone professional like Rockefeller Cooper to have one of your best in the country. On such thing, we can call upon him to tell what really happened to that child, and he will be able to tell. He'll be able to tell the time period that child passed away, or whether uh, the child passed away somewhere else and they just put jumping in the well. So a lot of things can happen. We don't know for fact, but that's what will happen if you have someone trained like Rockefeller Cooper. He can look at that body and come up with information that will be very unique and fascinating.
Seven six 105 while we are waiting on a panelist to come on. Let's hear from you. 776-105-105-881-143504. 0776-105-105-881-143504 are the numbers support you through this evening. Let's hear from you quickly. 776-105-105-881-143504. You're going to be live here this evening on the show. I beg to differ.
The problem time, no sleeping business. Your voice matter so. I beg to differ, Liberia. My people, Taibo. Top FM 105.3, we on the air. Leader, shout, Sheku Koroma.
Folks, keep your calls coming in on 776-105-105, 881-1435-04. 0776-105-105, 881-1435-04. The number supported you. Let's hear from you. Pretty soon, Mr. Rai is going to be here with us on the show, and then we can kickstart the show. Hello. Good evening. Yeah, me. Where do you know from? And the network is very much bad on that. Hello. Can you just drop a call back? Yeah, please do that for us, please. So for us, you can do the same 776-105-105, 881-1435-04. 15 minutes up to 10 o'clock. 776-105-105, 881-1435-04. Let's hear from you. 0776-105-105. We pick up this person. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, getting you.
I just want to speak to certain people. Like, and I was saying this year about because if something happens in the country, if somebody who really wants something that are not coming into it, because two children that just come in their city, from brown somebody went to gather all the steps of 50,000 before they for the for the kids. The people will see that grief, they pay them money. After they go get it, how better than that? I was about having to our own children that it happened. The grandchild will start all the things to your people. So the up to the person, what I have to say is that they before it was say with them no nothing. The two these one books and also and I just said the thing. Not even carry your first impression by that what they are as of this person with the concept of okay, you write to people greedy that asking for something. So people anytime they will not be able to have money to be a stable to care to them, which actually will not be wrong at all. So we had it in the country. It's better when I have to I've got the information. Yes, I don't have it. Just breathing. Because a lot in a song, they let what I spoke to for work. They work in out of expressing. What you move, you the person has to be in focus. As a real content of future, then you press it for the person and people paying it to talk to the person. So we really ask you people to get it effort in the something for me the model. I just take every time. So I don't mean that. And the other girl, so this person was in the something that this something ahead. What is nothing that much. In a content, we are going to use that as also step better. As also step back. They are the next wife, she's also set for this one because of her position. she only wanted to say more person. We are people really about it in the country here to see this thing. That is different for us. We are really our taken on know that the something up to the person. So we are telling them and joking. We are really now say that people. But that's not consent. Again, I will get it. So that
Seven 776-105-105 881-14-3504 0776-105-105 881-14. Let's hear from you, Mr. Wedan. Welcome back.
Very, very much. You know, speaking, we get word for our call to where they go.
Put a call through on 776-105-105 881-14-3504. We are still here waiting our panelists to join us on the show. 776-105-105 881-14-3504. Let's see if we can establish contact with them quickly. We are running out of time here this evening. Yeah, we are running out of time. We are running out of time. Let's see what we can do to get Mr. Wright and the rest of the four on. Let's take our team song and keep it rolling, but I'll still trying our best that we can.
Archie Wright.
All right, so we already have Mr. Zaza here already in the studio. Mr. Zaza, welcome to the show.
Oh boy, I guess you will see your phone.
I mean,
your tablet.
Oh.
Okay.
Zaza, Mr. Nipe, how you guys doing? The veteran.
Yeah, Alex, hello. Yeah, Alex, hello.
Mr. Zaza, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Done there.
Thank you.
Mr. Nipe, how are you doing today?
Alex, I can't hear you. Alex, I can't hear you.
It's okay now, you getting me? You getting me, Mr. Nipe? The veteran. Wow. So, Mr. Nipe, you need to go and come back. Yeah, go out and come back. Let's see.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
All right, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ulu. Thank you so much, Mr. Ulu.
So I think we are running out of time because almost 11. So while we are waiting for the co-host to join us, Mr. Smith already here, I think we can start the show.
Yeah, the show already started. Just introduce our panelists, and we'll move on.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
wait for
anything,
our
Pastor
guest.
James like a comment.
Okay. Yeah, so let's welcome Honorable Nipe, Christopher Nipe, to introduce himself to the callers, and then we start.
What a pleasure to be on set this midweek. We're grateful to God who has been so kind to restore us to new life. And to those of you in the radio and television land, I am Christopher J. Nippel. I want to welcome you to the show. And please stay with us. Thank you so much.
Okay. A lot of noise behind the background. Okay. So, what's his name there? Alex? What is that? So let's start the show. Okay, so we gotta mute the microphone. Until you are called upon, then you can talk. We should have a special guest from. I stay hearing myself, so somebody we gotta mute the microphone. Everybody mute the microphone. Okay, much better. I stay hearing myself. Alex, are you with us? You gotta mute your microphone. Ah, he gone somewhere. He left the studio. Yeah, microphone back. But anyway, it will make us look bad. The communication will be bad. So the microphone need to be cut off. Or mute your cell phone whatsoever. Okay, much better now. They have been muted. So today's show we're supposed to have the team in Ghana, the cyber security team. They assured me they were going to be on tonight. There are 14 countries competing, and the leader of the group promised me that he was going to call the show. I sent him the StreamYard link, and tried several times. His name is Victor K. Jawu. He helping the young people into cyber security. And when I spoke to him earlier, he told me that there were 14 countries being represented in the competition. And the tournament ending tomorrow. I think Friday or tomorrow. I think it's Friday. And so you are going to join me to tell me how well Liberia competing among the other countries. And I made several calls after that when we started this evening. And he's not picking all the calls. So I'm going to try one more time. If I can't get him, then I will come up with a subject that we can discuss tonight. His phone is ringing, and it's the second time he was sort of be with on Friday, and he said something happened with his cell phone screen. So when he got to the laptop, he realized we were trying to call him. So now if his cell phone and laptop not connected, I don't know how he going to do it. But I sent him the link. All he should do is to click the link and he will be on. So, who calling me again? Yeah. Hello?
Yes, of course.
No, I'm calling from the clothes done, dry, everything.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So, Nippy, let's start the show. I try very hard calling this gentleman, and he not answering. He not. So, anything on your mind in terms of subject matter that we could discuss?
Well, thank you so much. I would like to just advise or make a suggestion that we have alternatives to the prime person or group of person or institution that we will be engaging from time to time. So just in case something props up and they cannot come on set, we have an alternative. We have a fallback. We have something that substitutes the individual or the institution, and we can continue to go live. And why do I say that? I am making this suggestion so that we cannot keep our audience in suspense, because it is important before a flyer goes out indicating an institution A, B, C, or an individual A will be present on the set, and that individual does not show up, because there are times that things pop up beyond the person or the institution's control, or the person who might be representing that institution. With the alternatives program that we have, we can just come right in there and then continue our program. For this evening, therefore, something continued bothering me.
That's why I'm suggesting to you anything on your mind, because that's how we do it. When we don't have guests, or when we have guests and they let us down for whatever reason, we go to other things and we entertain other suggestions, or we have audio to play. So we get a lot of things to play. So I just wanted to find out from you what on your mind. And then from
But
there,
you just, there are a lot of things on my mind, because the show is about Liberia.
So maybe what on your mind might be compared to what I want to bring, and then we'll bring it. So that's why I was asking you anything on your mind.
Yeah, that's why. But you were not listening, veteran. You were not listening. I say it's always good because I always say that we have audiences in the radio landscape as well as television. So when someone's thoughts on course, it is always important that person concludes, so that we can have a clearer understanding. I was saying that I don't want us to just be popping out things from our mind. Let it be in the studio. Alternatives are always good. So I was saying that in lieu of our guest this evening not coming, as we have had some experiences, We can just come on national security. National security, we can talk on the immigration. We can talk on the LDA. We can talk on the people springing into our country. We can talk about the illegal mining. A slew of other things, because national security is a complex subject matter, and it has other. It's just like a tree with several branches. So that will be what is on my mind.
Okay. Okay, then we'll do it. I have an audio with drugs. One of the larger drug boss. I sent it to Mr. Wright earlier today. So there are a lot of things we could discuss. So the way we handle when we have guests, and you never know what's going on with the guests. So we can't say how we should plan it. We plan it, but sometimes things happen. But we still have things we can discuss, just like you stated. So that's why I was suggesting to you. After hearing what your suggestion seems to be on security matter, then we did. I think the other day we dealt with some security matters. Uh, 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 we can talk about the relevance of this conference, where it was intended to be, how this would better our students attending, competing with other students. And if for whatever reason he calls me back, we can always bring him on. If not, we can continue. The Burkina Faso situation is still trending. I happened to talk to the senator of Grand Jida County today, Senator Yaya Nimle, asking him if he would like to come on the show, and because he been putting a red flag up there when the number was lower. But he said to me that now that there is a commission, and the commission, they never included him, the senator, to be on that. He been raising the red flag of Burkina Faso. So he feel it won't be wise for him to come up with solution. Let the commission come up with a commission on the Burkina Faso, and then at that point he will come up. So I spoke to him. I tried to bring him on, but he said it would be good for the team of commission that president have put together, do their job, and whatever recommendation they come up with, then he, the senator, can go by it or add or subtract. But if he was on the committee, then it was going to be something different, but it never included him. So he don't want to interfere with the work of the committee by coming on and saying how it should be handled. So that's what I got from him. So, but Nipe, what do you think about that? With the senator fee that the commissioner?
Well, the senator thinks the way he sees things. Now that he's a senator, he flagged this national security problem. Because as you know, he's been the former foreign minister of foreign affairs. And no doubt His Excellency Thomas Yaya Nimle know what the security risks are. And mindful that these things it's a present reckless endangerment of the country, he decided to flag it out. And I concur with him, the fact that the president has already structured a committee. he does not see it necessary to speak on the subject matter because the government, which includes him in the Senate, they have come up with an idea to execute a mandate that will survey the contours of the security problem. That being the case, as I earlier suggested, we can move on. The show can move on. There are a lot of things, as I said, security, national security imperatives, like a tree. It has a trunk, but it has branches, and the branches have mini branches, and it's a structure kind of issue that borders on various components, various subtopics. And we can start with that, and we can. That's what I said earlier. We can start with the immigration. We can go to DEA, who have just unearthed at the RIA $300-something million worth of contraband or narco substance. We can talk about the Liberian National Police. We can talk about the oral parastatus of the national security system. Because it's national security, and I put it in a way that our people will understand. National security is like malaria. If you have malaria, whether you are president, whether you are a minister, whether you are a messenger, whether you are a market lady or man, your ability is impaired. The constitution of your body chemistry is affected. Your mobility, you cannot move. There's a loss of appetite, so you have to manage it. And so national security, like if I were sick with malaria, with cough, my leg is acting immobile, I cannot, mobility is constrained, restricted, it will be a serious problem. So national security, like the composition of the body or a tree, has many facets. So we can drum down, or we can go into those many facets so that wellness can come about in a society. For instance, it is commendable that the DEA had arrested, is in their custody, the drug. They have persons of interest. And I hope that investigation continues. It does not be like, it is not as, we'll put it that way, a previous issue of similar importance, similar national importance. The perpetrator were taken to court. What happened? In the cover of darkness, and I will not say the people absconded, because when you abscond, I mean you run away. But the people were aided and abetted in the process of leaving the country, because they could not have been in the custody of the Liberian National Police or wherever they had them secured, be it at the Central Street prison, for them to have broken jail to just leave. It's unimaginable that our people will subject Liberia and Liberians to that kind of ugly situation. It's unfair, though. And so such issues, when I see such a thing on the radar that threatens the stability of the country, undermines the youth of our country, it imposes an urgency upon us as citizens, giving our civil responsibility to the Republic of Liberia to speak on those kind of subjects. So this afternoon, I will start with, again, commending the DEA, because for such a huge quantity to have been transiting or coming into the country, we really were going out. Well, where did it come from? How did it come on SM Brussels? Who brought it in? Why did it think to bring it? That why is very, very easy to accommodate with an answer, with a positive response. They want to make money. But on the flip side of making the money that they want to make, there is a danger associated with the money that you make. It's just like we were talking about the alluvial mining individuals who are using mercury and other substances at our mining sectors, within our mining sector, I should say. And it endangers the people's lives. It has a propensity to draw young men into those kind of ugly situations wherein or whereby they become drug addicts. And even when they become drug addicts, it transitions into a medical problem. So this evening, we want to make sure that to encourage the LDA for such a wonderful, wonderful security undertaking. And we want to encourage them not to lay down the dragnet, but to have it more proactive. And even if I were to travel today to go to return to Monrovia, it will be more necessary or important. Where they found it that my luggage should be open. The mic is open, not somebody's mic is open.
Yeah, Fred. So
where they found it necessary where they found it necessary for my luggage to be open, that it is summarily opened on the basis of a suspicion. Now, what am I saying? You do not find ordinary people from Yuku Town, ordinary people from Clara Town, Carwell, Sincor, to be engaged in this kind of practices. It is those who are armed with some form of authority or law or power, rather, who bring in these dangerous substances. Is this in the public good? No. Do we have a civic responsibility to expose them? Yes. Is it our responsibility to perform citizen arrest where necessary or applicable? Yes. Intended individual or individuals to the Liberian National Police or the responsible agency, such that make those kind of people to stop for money being able to stop corrupting. So corruption is not only when someone is working with the government or for government and sits in an important office and then steals money, misapply money, misappropriate money embezzle in trusted fund? No, that's not only that. Corruption embodies a slew of all improper activities. And this is corruption right there, where the individual or individuals are in a syndicate. They glue themselves together just to make money. And that's not good. That's not good. So with the DEA presence at the Rabat International Airport, I hope they are present also at the Springfield Airfield. The operation must be comprehensive such that it is seen visibly in action at our ports of entry. Logatu, the Guinea-Liberian border, the Sierra Leone border, the Ivorian-Liberian border, and all of the various bypasses, so that our children, those are fortunate that are school age, because they're putting in candies. You understand? They convert this thing into candy substances for children to buy. Some of them put it in milk candy. Some of them put it in coconut candy. Some of them even make cookies. The derivatives of these substances being structurally put into these various things have a serious health problem to carry our children down the road of destruction. Maybe in 10 years I will not be alive. I have no control over my own life. So the question to all of us is, what do we do so that the little baby that was born at the maternity center, or not maternity center, at the JFK or Cali Hospital, what do we do for those children? Can we be bent on making money? I want to make money. And sometimes people ask me, why are you so quick to go to the scripture? The scripture tells us, why does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and lose his soul? What does it profit you? You who very unscrupulously bringing people into man diamond at the exclusion of the immigration. What does it profit you? You who want to bring in contraband items at the exclusion of the DEA. You want to come into our country with all paper at the exclusion or with other full knowledge or registration by the Liberian Immigration Services. You who just want to make money in any form, shape, or manner, forgetting about the safety of all of us. Because if a person were to take in a hallucinogenic drug, the tendency for that person to take a knife and stab another human being is high. Why? Because they are under some influence, an influence that they cannot control, an influence that is damaging to John Doe, who is under that influence, and to Mary Paul, or to his friend, Mr. David. So all of these things here, they are composite in nature, and I'll call that a reckless endangerment of the population, because Christopher Napier wants to get rich. He wants to be a skyscraper. So it becomes something like I'm being self-centered Among my mother's children, I love myself the best. And when I get my stomach full, I get all the money that I need. I don't care about the rest. No. Mr. Nippy, care about and for the rest. Because your action has a negative reaction. And it is against that background that we want to admonish our fellow citizens. We are distinguished Liberian just on a fortnight ago, who provided us his quality time. He said, we must be nationalistic. We must be patriotic. And we must have hope. With all elements of societal needs, therefore, it makes sense. And the fierce urgency for us to admonish each other to not undermine Liberia, to don't bring threats into our country, such as importation of strangers without being recorded because you want to make $10,000, as one person said, 10,000 US dollars, and I come and I rest for 2 weeks to 1 month and I go back into the bush and they give me 3 more stones. Don't do that. Have your interest registered. I'm talking about those that you bring into the country. It is mandatory that you have them registered with the Liberia immigration system. The Bureau of Immigration Naturalization, as we called it previously. It is your patriotic duty. If you brought in 10 persons, we know the 10 persons is a string of action. It's a chain reaction. We know that it is just like you put drop bucket in the well and consecutively you want to fill the drum. We know that. But don't do that at the expense of other Liberians. Don't do that at the expense of the Republic of Liberia. Don't do that because you need money in your pocket. Don't do that. So I think this national security issue, and thank God the co-host is here, we need to expand on that further. Because I see on the horizon, if we don't keep on beating this town drum, and I will be the trumpeter on this show, I will be the town crier on this show. Every other time I will interject, I will suggest, I will bring on this show all of these national security challenges. Because I know we, as Liberians, we can do better. We can do better. We can amalgamate our strengths in the best interest of Mother Liberia. We can consolidate ourselves because of the need to protecting Liberia. We can pool our mental and human resources together because we are all human capital to put the Republic of Liberia on a trajectory, course, or bearings such that make us second to none as Africa's first independent country. We cannot be walloping in the sea of being disingenuous, in a wind of recalcitrant, in a wind of being unscrupulous. We should not, we must not. It is inadvisable. And if we knew where these things are happening and who are the perpetrators, it behooves us to quietly, gently make it known to those authorities that are responsible. With that said, I want to turn the show over to Mr. Wright, who has just entered the studio, so he can take off his plane. Mr. Wright.
Thank you, Mr. J. Christopher Nippett. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Already. Great. That's good. I see we got Miss Zaza back here. Zaza, good to see you back on the set. A few things I want to share before we go on. I spoke with I think I exchanged, now I speak personally on the phone with one of our panelists, Councillor Zim. He is in Nairobi, Kenya, having a great time, according to him. And he want me to extend his greetings to you guys. So that's one thing. I've reached out to a lot of our panelists today. Couldn't get some, but I got some. Mr. Day is still recovering. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Okay, great. Thanks, the reminder. Okay. Spoke up Mr. Cassell to the month. Cassell supposed to be on yesterday. So my fault. I was supposed to send him the link. As a matter of fact, I forgot to add him into the chat room today. That was our agreement. Put me in the chat room and I will see the link and I will click whenever you post the link. I forgot to do it again today. Too much going on, my people. Yeah, sorry. So that was just the update I want to give you guys. Contacted Mr. Zaza today. I think he saw my information. That's why he day. The former, well, not former, but the CID officer. You too, got my information, wouldn't hear about from me. But yeah, I just want to give that information you got. And by the urging of Mr. Nippé, I went out today and I took all of my lunch to reach out to all of our panelists. And Miss Laura, I don't know what's going on with Miss Laura. Miss Laura, if you're watching or if you're hearing my voice, let me know what's going on. You told me to post the information into your chat room, and I do that all the time. But you have not come on stage. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully everything is okay. So that is the rundown. My people, we're back. Mr. Smith, what's going on? We're supposed to be hosting Mr. Victor. What's the matter?
He told me when I spoke to him earlier today, the competition going on, and he was going to come on. So I don't know. I've been calling several times. No response. Yeah. So.
That's cool. That's the nature of the business. You book. Sometimes you get them. Sometimes you don't get them. But it is what it is. We're moving on. I want us to really look at this story that happened today. First of all, there's this story that happened, a gut-wrenching story that happened today in Zwedru. A 6-year-old child, I think LXU reported on that story. I saw the video, but I didn't go into it. Sekou brought up this morning on the program, on the morning show, but he said you guys were reporting, and I saw your footage, your reportage, I'm sorry. But I didn't go into it in detail. Let's talk about it briefly, and then we'll go on to other stories. Tell us about what happened today in Zwedru with a 6-year-old child who was apparently found in the ditch or in the well or somewhere. He went missing for a couple of days, and was it a lifeless body, or is he still alive?
I think what is being reported.
All right, so thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ora. So a lovely body was discovered this morning. So we were able to interact with the grandmother of the child. And she told that yesterday evening, she and the children was together, try to pick a more hair, like taking out the gray hair from there. And she fell asleep. So while sleeping, the children left from around her and they went to play. So it was about 6 o'clock in the evening when she woke up, tried to check around whether the child stayed there because she just brought a child from Ivory Coast about 2 weeks ago. So she tried to check to see whether the child still around her, but she couldn't find the child. So she started to look for the child yesterday evening. At that time, it was around 6 in the evening hour when rain was falling. So she checked around, started asking some community people, they said no. So according to her, there's a little girl to where that incident take place behind that said, oh, the little girl threw the drop bucket in the well and run away. So she passed that information on to to the girl on her brother. I think maybe around 5 years, something like that. So the boy only take the slipper from the well and carry home. So according to the woman, they do the check. Hold on, yesterday in the community, they couldn't find the child. This morning, from that scene where people start drawing water, nobody take notice. So it was one of those security guy who work at the Grand Jida University. He said they have a security meeting. So he slept on duty, and when he came back last night, he got the information that, a little girl went to the well there and threw the bucket there, but the bucket was still on the ground. So the attention never go there. So after they start telling the information, according to him, he called one person from the yard, which was his older brother, said, "Come, people been talking about the thing that child came here yesterday. So let's send against the child to let's check and see." So according to him, when he shop stick in the well, not a deep area, just the put tire around it. If you stand like that, you can just use a hand test water. So when they poke the stick inside, try to turn it around, they felt something that they touched. So while they tried to bring it up the days, it was a little girl, body was discovered. So he have to report himself to the police station that, oh, there's a child went missing yesterday evening in our area, which is Galloway, and that child was found in my well there. So the police came on the scene, barricaded the whole area this morning. Health practitioner came, and then they pulled out the body. They observed there was no injury or foul play on the body. The 15-man jury also report that there was no foul play on the body. So we tried to question the grandmother, and she said she brought the child from Ivory Coast 2 weeks ago to take care of the child, and this happened. So yesterday evening she checked, she couldn't find the child. She herself tried shopping stick in the water to know whether somebody there, but she couldn't touch anything yesterday. Yeah, so she left. So that's what happened this morning when we're on the scene. And that's how it was not. So it just happened yesterday evening. Not even 2 days, just yesterday evening that incident took place, and this morning the body was discovered. Yeah, another one have to do with 6 Vivian, the late Alfred Donald wife, who also involved into accident this evening on way back from the college campus, along with the vice president of the university, Dorcas Doe. So while on their way home, they car have an accident, even though there's no injury or death reported, but she just have a late straight man, just a man. Yeah, she just have a late straight man on her. So these are things happening today here, but the cash got damaged.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I had to thank you for bringing us up to speed on this. Like I said, Sick will talk about it this morning on the state podium, but we said you guys were reporting on it, so we couldn't talk about it. But yeah, now that you have filled us in, let me go around the table and get some views. First of all, let me say we extend our heartfelt sympathy to the family. It is not an easy thing to lose a 6-year-old child. I have 3 of my own. My last is 16 going to 17. I know how much I struggle to bring them up. All right. It's just not an easy thing for a young life to come into this world and just depart in such a tragic way. So I want to say we extend our heartfelt sympathy to the grandmom, to the parents, the siblings, and to the community at large. We pray that God will strengthen you guys in this period of time. Mrs. Zaza, let me come to you. What do you say about this? Any comments before we move on?
Yeah, first is to greet everyone on the show. Mr. Wright, Mr. Wu, Mr. Smith, Mr. Nepe. It's a pleasure to be in your company. And to also extend my deepest condolence to the bereaved family. It's a difficult thing to be a helpless person just giving up their ghost because they cannot help themselves. You know, if this is somewhere in the Western world, they will take a step so that is not repeated, because constantly that happening in Liberia. People let children just walk from their hands, or maybe from before them, without them knowing if you go to a child's dead, either get hit by car, bike, or maybe they fall somewhere. You know, in 2020 when I visited Liberia, a child fell in a pool, dirty water, bathroom. The water from the bathroom, the plate, and settled in the bike, the swamp. I think 2 or 3 year-old child fell there. This thing keep happening in Liberia. Another time again, a little child fell from the coconut tree, and a steel rod from the unfinished building went through his skull, got killed from it. All these things happening right there is because people, you know, it's difficult to just see this thing happening to children. We really wish the parent would take these things very seriously and keep their eye on the children. It's difficult at the time to talk about it like that, but sometimes the only time you get to talk about it, we'll not talk about it on different day when that happen. You know, right now if you don't talk about it, you can't talk about it another day. We can't be lucky. For instance, tomorrow, come here tomorrow and the World Cup is going on. People will be asking questions about the World Cup. You not leave that and start telling somebody how to take care of the child. So sometimes people can say that I ain't right time to talk about, so now certain things can make you to say this thing. So while we extend our condolence to the real family, we just want the other people to know that don't allow this to happen to you. You shouldn't be the number 2 or number 3. Keep your children under your arm. Please do the best you can. God give you the children for a reason. God made you a grandmother, a mother, auntie, uncle for a reason. So please keep your eye on the children. It's very, very disappointing. We don't want to lose another soul. We Liberians are not many, and any kind of missing soul is a blow to us. So we really pray that it will not be repeated. We extend our condolence, like I said. We are not holding the parent accountable right now, but we're just saying it so that it doesn't happen again. It already happened. Without holding the poor fault, but please, if you get a child, keep the child under your wing. No, the children don't know what they're doing. They can be doing it, let you do it. When you get hurt, you can't do it. Then when it happens and they start crying. So please don't let the children go that straight away, please. But I just want to say to that part, Mr. Wright, and thank you for giving me your time.
Thank you, Mr. Zaza. Let's go to you, Mr. Nepe.
One life of a Liberian is one life that is missing from Liberia and also the population of the world. And so
true that.
Care should be taken. I remember when we were coming of Monrovia or Liberia or something like a Peyton place, everybody in the community knew the children, and everybody had their eyes on the children. So it was difficult for you to just leave from your home without somebody seeing you where you were going. Whatever happened to that child is so regretful. On behalf of all of us. I wish to extend my profound condolences to the people of Grand Jide County, specifically to the parent of that child in La Côte d'Ivoire, and to the grandmother under whose control the child was. It is painful, it is painful, it is painful for a young child to just fade away. And I'm hurt. I'd like to turn it back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Nipip. Mr. Fred Veteran Smith, you have a comment? Fred, you got a comment? Okay. Of course, Mr. Wu already, he broke the story there, so we'll go on that. Now, there are other pressing issues, but let me go around the table because we don't have any specific. Tonight, we booked Mr. Victor Jalwu from the Liberia Cyber Warrior team, currently participating in Accra, Ghana, to join us as our guest on the show tonight. But I think because of some circumstances beyond his control, he couldn't be with us tonight. So, but we do have another, commitment from him. The team is coming back this weekend to Liberia, and they're seeing one of the back in the country. They'll come on and set full team, hopefully on the weekend. But later, we got a lot of competing guests, from tomorrow onward with the Saturday. So we'll see. Maybe we'll bring them on, or maybe we'll push them on to the following week. But Mrs. Zaza, let me come to you. Is there any pressing story that you want to talk about? You want us to talk about in the time that we have?
Thank you, Mr. Wright. I just
You're muted, so you muted yourself.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, no, don't blame me, bro. I'll learn how to talk to you. So
take me out of it. It's on you.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't know I was muted. Thank you for telling me. I want us to try to lay the premise and see whether it's important for us to talk about it. Since the post-war Liberia, we looked from Erlingstein, Liberia's economy, well, I'm not economy, but Liberia's operating budget was 88 million. From 88 million went to 500 million to 800 million, and now to $1 billion. But with all the improvement and budget increment, I noticed that almost all of our infrastructure are either by grant or loan. Why is it our own money is not good to build our infrastructure, but we should always take loan, and we still boast of increasing our budget? That for me, that's what I want us to look at. I don't know if that is that some sort of improvement or what is happening to Liberia that our own money cannot build for us. It cannot do anything for us. All we have to go credit money to do things for ourselves. So that's the thing that's been bothering me. I don't know if there's anything important for us to talk about, so that we talk about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zaza. Mr. Nippy, any story that you want us to highlight tonight?
Mr. Nippy is muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to mute me. I'm copying from you. I want to talk to you.
Oh, God.
Well, I put it on one topic. Like I said to the veteran, national security. National security is like a tree with a trunk where it has several branches, and expenditure tying with the economy, tying with services, manpower development, structural adjustment, and all of those things are part of the economy. Loan taking, loan going to different activities. So I think we can use national security because it is composite. It has many facets. And then we can come from one part of it and go to another part. And by the time we finish, in fact, we cannot, it is an inexhaustive subject.
Mm-hmm.
It is very exhaustive. You cannot exhaust it on the 3 hours show. No. Because like I said, it's like a tree. And it has many branches, sub branches, little branches, and all those things. So that would be my first suggestion. My second suggestion here is that we've come to realize on a number of occasions where and whereby those who were scheduled to be on our show did not live up to their promises. And we cannot blame them because there are things that happen which sometimes is beyond their own control.
Yeah.
And because of their respective integrity, representing institutions and what have you, I don't think they will just want to say, we'll be on the show tomorrow and they just don't come. It's something beyond his or the institution control. So I was suggesting to the veteran Smith that in lieu of a person coming, the expectation being high, they are on a flyer, perhaps we could have an alternative in our chat room that if John Doe, Mr. Wright doesn't come today, whom we expect to be our guest, maybe we can talk about the real lemon. Maybe we can talk about the alluvial mining. So once Mr. Wright does not come, it is understandable that we have a substitute program that we can execute fully. And that was my suggestion to Mr. Smith. And since you are the co-host of the program, it is also important that you look at it.
Okay, Mr. Nipper, let me jump in right there. Why don't we do this? We're going to have a call in the back tomorrow, and trust me, that will run in my mind as well. And it was based on what you said yesterday. But let's deal with us tomorrow. We're on live camera right now, so let's. I'm thinking you understand what I mean by that. Let's get in the back, and then we can then put some structure in place. How's that?
Splendid.
Thank you. Okay. Let's deal with it too. Mr. Smith, are you there? Because you could have come by and said, "Oh, by yell, you even asked me, say, yell at me, you won't come to me. I'm coming to you."
That man eating fufu by now. The Basa man eating fufu.
Okay. All right. So as that comes to, we can deal with the two subjects. We're going to take the security subject last because it's like, Mr. Nipper said, it's huge. So let's take a little bit of time and deal with the budget, the expenditure, and why we choose to the working conversation. Why we choose to fund our expenditure the way we fund our expenditure. So let's do it that way. That company is as a why you think the issue worth talking about. Give us an overview.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. And I always reference when it comes to issues like this, you are a number person. And when it comes to a number, they say numbers don't lie. But in our case, it's like our level can really lie. That's what getting to me. How will you say your budget is 1 billion, but you still have to borrow money to do something for yourself? So what happened to the number? Is it job politics? Or that's something we don't, for us who do not know economy, that's something we are not understanding. And so that's why actually for me, I really want to learn from it. I really want to know why Mr. Napier worked in government. Mr. Smith, I don't know if he did before, but Mr. Napier and Mr. Nubo, they worked in government before you. Mr. Wright, you were around people working in government. If you can tell me why is it that we have a big budget, we celebrate budget every year. Oh, we increase the budget. If I said they say we get budget surplus, but with all our so-called budget surplus, we don't have stable electricity still. We're still begging people to give electricity. With all our budget surplus, we still don't have roads. We're still begging people to give money for build our own roads. So how is this surplus working for? What makes it surplus? In my opinion, so I really want to get an understanding of it. How does it work? Is there something that I don't understand? This way you know the money, so you can tell us. Maybe I don't want to go after people, and say something that I don't know about, and people be laughing at me. For me, I'm a shy person. I want to say something that I know. And since I don't know about it, I've just been thinking about it. So please tell me, why is it we get all the money we celebrating? We get 1.1 billion. Yeah. We get this and this billion. Yeah. I go the party first term during Ellington. They celebrated how to increase in the budget. We are king. They celebrated how you're collecting budget. I got revenue. Now comes this one. We celebrating 1.whatever billion. But we still collecting money. All right, almost 9 years now, we're still bidding it. If we don't give money, we don't get money. Agriculture, we don't feed ourselves because nobody wants to give money to build, to make our own farms. So how are we, what is going with this budget? Is there something that we who don't know about money don't know? So for me, I really want to get an understanding of it. Let the politics aside, I really want to learn. Is it that the poor are actually, they are misusing the money? Or what is responsible? What actually is the reason why we're still collecting money to build roads? And we're still making all the money. So now 200 million we'll get $1 billion. We'll credit 200 million to build Grand Gila Road. Then we'll go credit 20 million to build maybe Sano Road. But we'll get $1 billion. So Mr. Bright, seriously, you and Mr. Napier, I want to learn from you on this issue. I don't have any issue. I don't have any criticism on this one. I really want to learn from it. I want to know what is responsible. If I learn from you and I know that something is at fault, maybe I can speak to you later. But for now, I really want to learn. That's what I brought it up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. You're right. So Mr. Napier worked in government. He has institutional knowledge. I never worked in government. Never did work in government. In the U.S. here, well, you can't say I work in government, but now work in government. In Africa, I never did. And so if I talk to you, I want to talk to you from a theoretical perspective, what I learned in school and what I currently do based on my experience. I can only make inference to say this is what they're doing. And there could be the justification for it. So I'll bring Mr. Napier in last. So let me speak. And then maybe he will educate us, based on his practical experience in government. So in a nutshell, Zaza, the government currently said a budget of $1.2 billion. Let be practical. This is Liberia. That money is not in the bank. That money is all projection, a hope. Based on what happened last year, we think we got $2 last year. Looking at all the variables, we think the projection looks good. We are heading in the right direction. So this year, we think we got $2 last year, we think we're going to get $2.75 this year. Okay, that $2.75 is not in the bank. It's an ongoing process. But guess what? The government has needs. It has programs. It has healthcare, school, salary, feeding to do, security, and you name the whole nine. Those things are now waiting until the end of the budget year. They must be taken care of as the government operates. And so the government look at its funding, the funding options available to it. Should we put this budget or this project in the short term bucket, or should we put it in the short to medium term bucket, or should we put it in the long term bucket? The government has to make that determination. It was look at a priority. Do we value education? Do we value security? Do we value infrastructure? Do we value this? Do we value that? It is based on that the government will position all these projects on the different buckets. Then they come to the funding. What do we have on hand now to start the immediate projects? If the immediate project is to build a two-way bridge coming from ABC to CD, they got to find out money if the money is not on hand. So once they determine that, they say, okay, how do we finance this project? Do we go and beg for grant? Do we go to friendly nations? Do we go to China? Do we go to America? Do we go to people who we're friendly with and say, oh man, we got this project I want to build. Can you help us? Or, this is where your concern lies now. In the last result, it's always the last result. Now, mind you, I'm using my education. In the last result, you go to borrow because borrowing is costly. Borrowing is not free. So you always make borrowing your last option when it comes to designing your financial model. Meaning how you go get money to undertake your project, how you raise the money. Borrowing is always the last option. But I think your concern is that it seems in the case of Liberia, borrowing is always our first option. Now, again, I am not the finance minister, nor am I, the technical deputy minister of finance to be able to tell you that. I don't know. But on the surface, it seems like it because they don't tell us that, oh, okay, we went looking around today to get grant. We never got grant today. And we asked friendly nation for money. They mean us. And, we ain't got money in the bank. And we don't want to go print money to devalue the budget, to put up inflation. So that's why we got to go borrow money from IMF and all the other places. So, in a nutshell, Zaza, this is what happens. It may seem like this is what they are doing. They're rushing to go borrow, even though they say they got $1.2 billion on the books as their budget for this year. But in reality, they don't have the money on hand. They got to raise that money quarterly. And sometimes you hear the term budget shortfall. Sometimes it doesn't happen because it's all projection. It's all based on hope. If everything goes well, this is how much we want to get. And that way, see, another year, when you see the budget, the budget performance report, it have actual. The actual, it tells you how much came in the hand in physical cash. So, in a nutshell, my brother, that's what happened. It's deeper than is deeper than what I'm explaining. Because sometimes the numbers tell you a whole different story. The number tell you a whole different story. And then you can even go question more. Because sometimes they are budget carry over. And sometimes they devalue some program and they move money here and there. And we call that bad budgeting. You know what I mean? Bad budget choices they make. Sometimes not because they don't have the money, but because some they make bad budget choices. All of that can result into these kind of situations. So let me end on that and go to Mr. Nippet. Mr. Nippet, you can put the icings on the kick on the subject.
Before Nippet comes in, I don't know if I can ask a question.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. So my question actually, I know that budget is something that's projected, but in the projection, Mr. Wright, like for instance, on the show, Mr. Wright said, okay, I'm the CEO for this show. I spent $200 last year. The $200 I spent last year, I gave Mr. Wudu 50 cents. I gave Mr. Nibe 60 cents. I gave Mr. Smith 80 cents. I gave Zaza $1. So since this year I'm making $4. I'm gonna give Mr. Wudu the same 50 cents. Then you increase Zaza, you increase Nipe, you increase Mr. Smith, but you forget about the transformer that is keeping the station on. Why projecting? Why can you say, okay, even though I spent $200 last year, I'm spending $400 this year, this time the transformer that is running the station, since I spent $5 on the transformer last year, I'll try to spend $10 this time if the money comes. Even though that projection, but it's not the same projection that you allocated a certain amount of people. My point is, why are we projecting in our budget? Why don't we project more or allocate more in our projection to our infrastructure? But we still look up to people to give money for all to go about our infrastructure development. That's a question I'm asking. I know that budget is something that we're projecting. I agree, but why in our projection we know that the speakers will get $4 million, the president will get $5 million, the chief justice will get $9 million, but within that million that we're allocating, we can't allocate something for, having we build a road, we build a housing, we build new football field, we build new this. That allocation is not going to that one, but it can go to people's pocket. It can increase going to people's pocket, but it's not increasing going to infrastructure. That's the question I'm asking. I know you did your best. You explain it. You spoke to it from the definition of budget, but I'm thinking about allocation.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, it's budget, but when we project the budget, before we receive the budget, we can allocate it so that when it comes, we spend it the way it comes. So why in our allocation we can't always target our development, our infrastructure deployment? That's the point I'm asking.
Yeah, it's one word to that answer. One word. It's called priorities. That's all.
That's it. That's right. Okay.
What the government prioritizing? What are they prioritizing the president's office over infrastructure, over road, and bridges? Are they prioritizing? Look at the story we talk about it today. You think if that community had a pipe-borne running water, where the water is running from the pipe, that well would not be that child still be alive today. But the government doesn't prioritize that. The government prioritizes the deputy speaker and the speaker's office. So they're going to put the money there. So to your questions are like all about priorities. They put that thing on a big bowl and they had to look at it. And they said we'll put everybody here today. Here's the president's office, here's the speaker's office, here's the deputy speaker. You know what? In this other county, there are 10,000 people here. Do they have purple water? Well, they've been okay, man. They've been drinking, creek water for a while. Nobody died, right? Okay, that's okay. We'll keep it like that. They put it out 500,000 in the president's office. That's prioritizing, your budgets. They don't prioritize these things. This is why you see the allocations don't go there. It goes to someone else. Yeah.
Have you ever heard about the disaster management in our country?
I've never heard about it.
Do you know have an agency called disaster management?
No, I did hearing it from you.
We have an agency in Labrador called disaster management, but that agency had never been prioritized. Now the player got to know about it. When 40 people got stuck in the mine in Nimba during weird time, you remember?
Yeah.
And the disaster management could not even find one excavator to be able to open a mine for people to come out.
And I bet they are not even taking that into consideration.
No. Every year, when they ask people to do budget, when they say $1 million budget, so you need to get 400,000. That particular ministry, with flooding, with fire, all the people that fall under that particular group, we still don't fund them, but we get big budget. But anyway, let me stop there. Father, the Nipe coming, let you help me to understand what happened. Thank you. I appreciate it, Mr. Wright.
You're welcome, sir. Mr. Nippet?
It is excuse me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It is very interesting. Sometimes we look at government as the big buku men that are running the affairs of a nation. But we have to stop being condescending and look at ourselves. I'll take a family of 5, for instance.
We are only asking critical questions, Mr. Nippet.
Yeah, but that's why I'm explaining, sir. Your question has an answer.
I want to differ with the fact when you say condescending. We're not condescending. We're not asking questions.
No, but it infers likely who are condescending. Where you say they don't do this, they don't do that. That's what I was getting. That's what I was getting to. I think I have a time. Am I protected?
You are protected, but we can also ask you a question while you're going along so that we can be able to flush it out correctly.
I welcome that very well. And that's why we are on this show. I'm trying to give an example. Government can be compared to a family. The father of that home, the mother of that home, the eldest son, the eldest daughter, they are all structurally the government in that home. The father comes up with a budget and say the mother is the finance minister. So we have $20 here today. Out of this $20, $5 will be used for the school. We got to buy uniform. We got to buy other things. But by the time they go to the school fees has increased. The shoes price has increased. Oreo that was selling the clothes, $5 goes to one skirt now is $10. So extra money has to be brought in to supplement that budget of $20. Because earlier, that's how you budgeted. And when you budget for expenditure. But if your expenditure will be more than what you budgeted for, which we all understand, budget is either what is on hand and what is expected. Combine that, what is the budget. I have $10, I'm expecting I got $15, I'm expecting $5. Combined, that will be my budget for my household, which takes care of the school fees, their transportation, their feeding, etc., etc. So if I were to go to a Susu club to supplement that budget, which I have, that is $20, it is not that I am wasteful. It is not that as a father, I have put the money in my own pocket. It is not that my office as a father is ballooned with expenditures. No. No. In the setting of government, projection, and you use the word projections are made. Circumstances could shake that projection that they need for something else to be added so that projection falls into place. And the expectations and the things to be done are done. Mr. Zaza mentioned about electricity, and I'm going to come on to electricity right now. As we speak, there is at the Mount Coffee plant, what the solar system, yes, thank you, Lord. It says that solar system is on the way. The farm is nearing completion, or it is completed, so that you
Mr. Nipe, may I interject?
Yeah.
I think now the time I'm speaking about Zaza, even though you're on the show, Zaza is questioning why we raise $1 billion plus budget, but yet we finance our infrastructure development through debts.
But then you didn't capture me. I illustrate. No, you didn't capture the essence of what I said. I illustrated that.
Trust me, I did.
But I illustrated that I have $20 to expend. Mm-hmm. I have $15 initially that I had budgeted, because when I survey everything, it will come to $15 for my household. But when I want to check further, all of the prices increase. So naturally, if I wanted to do those things for my children, I have to look for extra cash. I use a foundational language. I said, the government is like a family. The government is like a family X, a family Y, a family Z. And each of those families have budget. Then I elevated the conversation to the government setting. And I'm trying to explain, but then you try to take me out of my train of thought. So I crave your understanding and indulgence, therefore, that you give me a bandwidth such that give me the capacity or the ability to speak on what I need to speak on. The government or any government is a complex organization. The needs fulfillment are not structured to 1 or 2, 3, 4 things. Allocation could be made for a bottle that the government want to manufacture. The raw material that were anticipated to manufacture this bottle, when the cost is elevated, of course, government will want to supplement whatever it is. So government does what? Mr. Wright has been magnanimous and say, okay, we are willing to help you with $10. That grant is not a loan. It is not a loan. So I get a grant. The grant, I don't have to pay one dime. So I get a grant to augment the budget. And you know, in every situation, even in homes, even us who drive our cars, the budget that we make for gasoline, shortfall. Did we anticipate that Iran will come on with America and gasoline will go up to $4? In your area, for instance, gasoline is $4.35. In some areas in Virginia, gasoline is $4.50. So if you had earmarked $3.25, which was the regular price, and now it's gone up by 10-15%, where do you have that extra cash from? So what do you do for mobility to get your kids to school? They are grown now, they're not going to take school buses. What do you do? That extra cash has to come from somewhere. Maybe in that budget, that very budget that you did, you have to apply a dime, a nickel, a penny, or 2 cents to augment your transportation. So government will do that in the event and instances where there are budget shortfall, inadequacies commensurate with the kind of cost factors that come in after the budget should have been made. Let's go to the IMF and World Bank, African Development Bank, and the European government will go to this agency and those projects, the World Bank wants to do something. And they say, I can give you, Archie, I can give you $10, and you only pay me 2 cents on the $10. Well, I'm going to manage the project. And so the World Bank comes in, and the World Bank helps in managing the project. It becomes a World Bank project under the auspices of what? The institution called World Bank, or the International Monetary Affairs, or the European Bank, or the African Development Bank. So even when these institutions are the controlling medium in support of government plan, when they do not complete the plan, you cannot blame it on government. And you know, we have in Africa here, we all do it. That's why people call in Liberia, we dig hole to cover hole. That's the literal sense. So when government has a shortfall, they want to, no, I'm in transit. When government has a shortfall in the budget of $20 and need an extra $5, the government will either get a grant from institutions, or the IMF will come in, the World Bank will come in, and government cannot say, well, because I get a budget of $20, I don't need the $5. No. As we speak right now, there are roads going to Grand Jide. As we speak, there are roads that were undone that are going to the totality of the southeastern region.
Am I stupid or what?
So if a World Bank project had commenced in those areas that was shortfall in terms of cash, government would not leave that road like that. We have the same thing ongoing in Lofa. So in short, I put it in the context of a family again.
Okay.
The family must send their children to school, and when they have shortage of funds, they go to the Susu Club. They go to the Susu Club because there is a need to be fulfilled. So they go to the Susu Club of Mount Water, and Mount Water gave them $5 with an interest of 0.2%. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's bring in Fred Veteran Smith. Fred, you got anything to say about this? Even though we've been calling on you?
Yeah,
I've been busy in the background.
I'm busy in the background. And but I think when it comes to economics, people, government, do best in terms of the resources they have, and what they don't do well in is to come on the show and answer some of these hard questions that we are attempting to answer.
True.
I think they would do well for themselves if they avail themselves to us when we ask that question and how challenging, how difficult it is when they into these in agreement or how the budget for county to county. They have tried different methods, and sometimes it works or not working, but always experimenting. Like for example, the method that CDC used, and I know the present government trying to back down on whether that was the best method. So sometimes we waste resources creating economic methods, model that would be suit us, and then we get another government come in, change that to what they feel would be much better for our condition, and sometimes we don't get it right. Sometimes we borrow money from the World Bank, IMF. one of the things I think I share I sent it to you, Mr. Wright. The African country today, they are trying to be debt free from the IMF and other financial institutions. Why are they doing it? They're doing it because they want to do it, or they don't need the money from the IMF or other organization. But they're doing it, the fee, they end up paying more money to the IMF and other financial institutions, and these people will come up with such economic hardship on the people and tell them, say, oh, you have to impose on your citizen. This thing is the only way we give you this amount of money. And all of this have been having impact on Africa and not only to Liberia. So when you see Ghana, you see Burkina Faso and other countries, I think I got the list. I sent in the most indebted, the 10th indebted African country, and other African countries working with the IMF to free themselves from these economic burden. Because when you take loan, it's good for you at that period of time, but how you pay those loan back? What happened? There's hardship. There are other things that happen in the world. How will you pay that? How the citizen will pay that? Because the citizen, the one who will pay all these money that you're borrowing. So, Mr. Wright, I don't know the right type of economic method that we should implement, how we borrow, when not to borrow. But if we work with other African countries and see what they're doing right now, getting out of IMF and other financial institutions, I think will do all good. The less we borrow and how much we collect and put it into program, social program that will benefit our people, then we will do well. But when we get all our work, we get paying debt. We get paying debt. We get paying debt. It takes away from resources that should go to other areas of government, services like health, and other. I think this is the type of discussion we need to have. And the only way we can have a frank discussion if we have the people who managing our money, our budget, come on such platform like I Beg to Differ, and we ask them the tough question, how are they doing it with the type of economic method that they are using?
I couldn't agree with you more, my brother. I could not agree with you more. Again, like I was saying, it's all about the choices to make. That's all. It's all about the choices and how to shift the priority.
You're right.
Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I listened to Mr. Nepe, and I think he laid a very good example. But at the end, he tried to run from his own example. So you say you send your children to school. So last year you paid $2 for the child to go to school. This year you send a child to $2 school when you're making $20. The following year now you're making $40. You send a child to the same $2 school, but now you were taking 1 beer yesterday. You increase your beer money now from 1 beer to 4 beer. That's what I'm asking about. Why will you prioritize a beer bottle over your child's school? I agree you can have budget shortfall. I understand everything, but the allocation, at least like that, you look at it, you know what I mean? I want to make sure this year that like the rate I'm going to grant you there, it's not our money. I book your money. It's not like brought money. You know, it's either from World Bank or African Development Bank. Majority of our roads are either grant or loan. Grant or loan. They are not from our own budget. The agriculture, the same thing. Sometimes health, education. Most of the things that we talk about, like the 100 million or schools that we want to build, it's not money from our budget. So the point is, why do we allocate the money to different things, and we don't allocate them to infrastructure? That is the question that I was asking. I understood what you said, but my point, I know how the issue of budget, I know how it is. I know I've been next. I know they were made $2 last week. They come in with, they were working hard. I know I made $4. So, well, before I will do, I'll go come ahead. You know, I'll carry my daughter to the other zoo based on what I'm going to get. But now, if I talk about every other thing that I will do and forget about paying my rent, forget about paying my light bill, forget about paying my car insurance, or maybe forget putting gas in my car. Then tomorrow I start calling Mr. Right, please give me money to put gas in my car. I call Mr. Nippy, give me money, me pay my rent. Even though I'm making money, but I'm still asking people to help me take care of important issues that the point I'm looking at.
Mr. Zaza, let me interject right there.
Yeah.
Government, like a family, is a complex institution, more than a family. The complexity in life give rise to all doing certain things, like give rise to doing certain things that we did not want to do. You think it is government's intention to keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing? No, because that's the inference of the statement. That is the context in which you are speaking. No, it is not the intention of any government for that matter, and specifically for the Liberian government to keep borrowing. But there are circumstances, there are conditionalities that presents a need for the government to receive from an X, Y, or Z international agency a help. I don't think any president before now just had this need to just borrow and borrow and borrow and borrow and borrow. Can there be some awkward circumstances that demands for them to go out there and borrow? And even if Mr. Zaza were the president, Mr. Zaza wanted to build within the locality of Ranji there, a mall, 10 skyscraper of various dimensions and elevations, constrains my false President Zaza to go out there to interesting partners, to institution of goodwill, to institution that will tell Mr. Zaza, listen, we can build this structure from you, for you. And here's the fund. So no government, because what I keep hearing here is that government just arbitrarily decide to go and start begging for money here, there, you know. Do I oppose of that?
I don't think that's what I'm saying, Mr. Nippy. Okay,
that is the inference. That is the inference of what you are saying.
Okay, let me
because
say
you gave me an example.
Okay, Mr. Nippy.
Yeah.
Let me just say this and you continue.
Okay.
So last year, let me just use the speaker. Last year, speaker budget was $1 million. This year, the budget went up to $2 million. For infrastructure, that will get 300 million last year. That will get 200 million last year. We did not increase it. Since Arlington to Weirton to Kwagata, 300 million just for infrastructure. If 1 billion, so there's $1 billion that will go borrow the money. But we can increase speaker budget. We can increase president budget. We can increase police budget. Other things. Security are not important, but what I mean, what will increase other budgets in the allocation, but the infrastructure that is needed to open our country up for all to have more money, we don't invest more into it. I'm not saying it's wrong to borrow money. So, for instance, you get 500 million. So the 500 million here will divide like this. Then after you finish allocating it, sure that you go ask for money. I agree. But the very first thing from the very day you start thinking about 500 million, the first thing that comes to your mind is they're not trying to give you $400. So that one, they're not trying to give you, go to our row. You're not going to the one that will pay you. They will not pay you. You're not thinking about the money that they're not trying to. You're not thinking about it to pay you. You're thinking about it to pay you. So not be bill. You get paid. That's what I mean. Why we allocate it that way? We distribute our budget that way.
Context.
It's constant. It's
I got you already.
Yeah.
Context and specificity matters. You just use the president as a classical example. The president's office, you use the speaker office. Why that money that was budgeted for the speaker, whether he expended the money or he has need for other additional sum, I don't know. But since you elevated that to the office of the president, don't forget, the president of any country for that matter is like he's the chief negotiator. And then when he does it, when he talks about these things here, he said that the people want to talk with the president. Even all of the concessions, the foreign ministry comes in there, they will take the people to the president. The president has to travel to go to international conferences and meetings. The president has to do the business of the people of the country that he or she represents. And let me put it in a better context here. You live in the United States of America.
Mr. Nephew, let me interject, please, and then you'll go on.
Okay,
I always
sir.
have a different.
You all play the trick on me. You know, you want to take me out of my thinking.
I'll be quick.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So,
go ahead, sir. All right.
If the argument that the president got to travel, the president got to be in places, then why do we pay all these money for our ambassadors? We have ambassadors at large. We have ambassadors, sitting in countries that the president got to take about 15 to 200 people to go travel, to go sit there and listen to other person talk. Why do we have ambassadors? In countries like Europe, Mr. Napier, we should be using our ambassadors to go to the programs. We shouldn't have president traveling with the whole delegate of town for the people. Put them on the plane, pay them per diem while they're there for 2-3 days. When we don't have the money in the first place, but we got to go and script the budget and find that money for all people to go travel. When we have ambassadors, counselors in that country that could represent the president at that conference. So I don't buy the argument, Mr. Nate. I mean, it's been made over the years, but it really doesn't hold water to me. Go ahead. I want to say, sir.
But hear me out now. The ambassador is just like your body, the fingers. Then not everything your mother talk, some of the things your fingers will talk them too. But there are certain critical and important meetings that you don't expect the ambassadors to attend. The ambassador or ambassador at large, by and large, means he can go anywhere. But the ambassador in that country has a responsibility to go to those meetings that he can attend. He cannot make a decision. He cannot make a decision on behalf of the government. As I told you, consultation in diplomacy is very important. Consultation in international relationship is extremely important. So if I want an ambassador for an X country, I cannot just go there and do the things that I can soften the ground for my president's landing. The contours of every issues, I can go into those issues and bring out the tangible ones, the technical ones, the abstract one. I can bring those things out. And then I report to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And that information is elevated to the president. That it will be necessary that the president pays a visit to the United States, for instance. So the president comes. The ambassador or the foreign minister could start something like the $200 million that the veterans may talk about coming from California. Did the ambassador attend? Yes. Did the foreign minister attend? Yes. But what's important for the presence of the president, it is always important for the president to travel to important meetings. If you were president of Liberia, either you, Veteran Smith, or Mr. Zaza, nothing is impossible. Nothing is absolutely impossible when it comes to God. You could be president of Liberia tomorrow. It is often said when you are not a doctor, you don't know the complexities in the operation room. If you are not a cook, you don't know how the fire burns the person in the kitchen. In like manner, when you are not a president or the president, it is difficult for you to understand the dynamics surrounding why critical decisions are made for the government to thrive, for the country to be on an even key, for the flag of that country to be flying. Do we welcome some of the things that are happening in Africa where some countries are not borrowing? Absolutely. Absolutely. We welcome those things. But while we welcome those things, we should also welcome when our people are trying. Some of the countries that right now that are elevating their development did not go to war. They don't have infrastructure. Let me learn. You were coming, Mr. Wright.
No, I want us to go to. We got 20 minutes to go, so I want to bring the other topic in.
All right, so now I'm coming to learn in 30 seconds.
Okay.
So some of the countries, for instance, Burkina Faso, do I welcome it? I welcome Burkina Faso activities. But at the same time, Mali, Niger, I welcome their activities. But those countries are unlike Liberia. Liberia has certain needs, certain urgencies, and the president has to attend to the matter. Do I agree with people stealing from the government? No, absolutely no. I'm one person with a gun to my head will say I decry people corrupting themselves only to get rich. Notwithstanding, though, the government has to do as a father to fend for the family. And in so doing, sometimes questions are asked. And those questions should be understood from the point of view that government starts from the home. And we ourselves do incur, as fathers, as parents, we do incur constraints in making ends meet. And so sometimes some conference will run by and bring us something and say, oh my man, I needed this thing here. And thank God you brought it. It's not that you're going outside and you beg it, but you see, Providence has a way of mitigating. And those loans, those grants are all mitigating resources that come to help the government at a second time.
Thank you.
I have a question.
All right.
On the subject.
Because I don't want to move on.
No, I just have a subject that could bring some logic into our discussion. The president recently, through his cabinet meeting, stated that all traveling, maybe the first one or two, they can operate. Every other thing must come through his office. The third or fourth travel, because it having burden on the government. Some of these trips are so astronomical that it could be used in the president of wisdom now coming up with this now. The money could benefit the people in other services. So after your first trip or second trip, all other trips must come through the Minister of Presidential Affairs, where they will determine whether these trips are necessary. And they suggested also online some of them can, instead of going to these conferences, they must go through online, Google, other means of participating in a meeting, depending on the type of meeting. But if that meeting is very much important, it will go through his office. So, Mr. Nippy, if the president himself questioning somebody traveling, it causing burden on the people, what in the mind of the president?
That is a policy statement. Whenever you see the president speaks on matters of national security, economic, that statement or those statements are centered on what the president has been able to understand, the complexity of the problem. For instance, traveling. For instance, traveling.
Who showed it to you?
The president has done.
Who showed you that place? What about this something like it? I have to.
The president would have had an analysis and a fair sense of appreciation for the analysis that have been presented to him. The president is like the man who has a lot of things on his shoulder. But be that as it may, on his shoulder, on his back, he got some things in front of him. So when he finds out that some of those things there are giving the administration some hiccups, political hiccups, he readjusts his bearings. Contingent on the readjustment of those bearings, that's why the policy statement comes in. The year after, sometimes you do Zoom and go to those meetings. Year after, you cannot go to 3-4 meetings and go with $10,000. So contagion on those fear urgencies, he comes with a policy or she comes with a policy. And that you should not travel 5 times with all us knowing where you go and bring it to my place. And I think you'll find it will be elevated to other expenditures. That you, the finance minister, you cannot just send $1 million check. Why? Because the president now has the information that balloons, that sort of undermines the effectiveness and efficiency of the government. So he's coming up with stringent policy measures that will be anchored on movements, expenditures, and what have you. So if I were anyone as a citizen, as I am, I will applaud the president. I will applaud the president for coming down on those people who, every time they want to travel, they go with $50,000 and they have no need for $50,000. Let us go for recess and tell a party, I need $10 for my recess. Why are you going to do with $10 for your recess when you can only use $2? So before you do anything here after, let me know exactly what your recess entails. Then we can cut the coat according to that measurement or those measurements. So the president's policy now is on the basis of need for. When there is actual need for the finance minister Zaza, for instance, to travel to the IMF place where he could just talk, exchange email, and talk on the camera as we are talking, Finance Minister Zaza should not go anywhere. Commerce Minister Smith should not just travel. The Planning and Economic Minister should not leave. Mr. Reich should not just be leaving and he say because of planning. He can talk. on Zoom. Critical meetings I had on Zoom. And that's why I think the president should be commended, highly commended, for coming up with a policy statement that draws down on these travel so that the economy can pick up. The amounts that they were to use on those trips, as Mr. Zaza has said, can go to Mr. Smith, you are interfering with my conversation.
Okay, sorry.
You have your mic open intentionally. Please mute your mic.
I wanted to have a follow-up question, but you're still talking long.
No, but no, I'm not talking long. This is an important question about state affairs. This is the domestic affairs that trickle into the international realm or arena. So our people must understand what is going on. So Mr. Zaza now will cut his trip down from 10 trips in a year and go on 2 important trips.
Why is this spoon here?
Planning Minister, right? We cut his 5 trips a year to 3. Mr. Smith, we call the trip. So the funds, those extra funds, the way MAGA made those funds and put them into the roads, put them into the hospital, put them into electricity, because the president has seen. And let me address one other last issue. People say, oh, they go with an entourage on more than 50%. No president will go with 50%. That's pseudo information. No president in his or her right mind will go with 50% members of delegation. They go with technical experts, people that have special expertise in certain areas. Those are the people they go with. They don't go with a huge team of security, which people have been drumming, even George, we are turned. His Excellency George Manneh, we are telling you. So they go with 30%, they go with 50%. No. No president wants to do that. Because why? In a receiving country, we will have arranged our security for the president. So why are you bringing 10%? Why are you bringing 20%? You have the FBI. You have the Secret Service. You have even a covert organization that is to complement or solidify the security of the president. So why the president will bring 30%? So I think people balloon this information to make the government look bad. They did it to Mrs. Sirleaf, Her Excellency, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. They did it to His Excellency George Manneh, and the same is ongoing. There must be a time for us to understand that even in our homes, we have complex problems. And therefore, because of those problems, we have to find complex solution to mitigate each of those situation, conditions, problems that we have. My pleasure, sir.
We're going to go around the table and do a closing. We're going to be very quick. We got 8 minutes to go.
Can I just add this question there?
No.
Hey, man.
No question.
It's into the subject.
No. We're going to close tonight. We're going to make it very, very sharp tonight. We're going to close up. In 8 minutes, we're going to go 2 minutes each.
Okay. I will put it in my closing.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Let's go to you, Mr. Zaza. 2 minutes close.
And since there's a closing coming off from Mr. Smith, please make me the very last person.
Yeah, you're gonna be the last. You just left the stage, so you can't come back again. And we're gonna be very rigid with the time. I'm gonna show you that. It is 2 minutes, nothing more than that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright, Mr. Smith, Mr. Wu, and Mr. Nippy. As always, a pleasure to be in your company. Thanks to Top FM for giving us the platform, and I bet the DEFA is making headways. Like I said, the reason I asked the question is not to criticize the government, but to get an understanding of why we will prioritize certain things. And the infrastructure that we need to make our country better, in my opinion, is not prioritized in our budget system or allocation. Like, example, you're talking about the Grand Gida Road. I know that the Grand Gida Road is not being sponsored by the government of Liberia. It's not being paid for by the government of Liberia.
30 seconds, Zaza, 30 seconds.
Yeah. So that is based on that I asked the question. So if we have roads that we want to build, why can we allocate our budget to the road, but how to wait for people to give money? That's why I said, but thank God I understand. I know where we are, and I hope we'll do better next time. They do get get another place. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Zaza. Mr. Fred, the Veterans Smith, your 2 minutes, sir.
A good topic, a good show. Why, when they go on these trips, when they come back, our law said they should report how the money was spent, and they don't report and give a report on if money is left to give it back to the government. And that's why people like this trip, because no accountability, no transparency. When they take the money, when they come back, they don't leave a report. That's why I wanted to contribute to the subject. So Mr. Nibbe can add on my remaining time.
All right, Mr. Nibbe, you got 2.5 minutes.
The conversation is always excellent. We go through and survey the contours of all the things that we need to speak about, because this is about Liberia. And Liberia matters to all of us on this show. And I want to thank each of the panelists, those that are not here today and those that are on, those in the radio and television as audiences. The subject of budget is a critical thing to speak on. It's critical in the sense that they talk about needs assessment and application of resources to those needs assessment. It is critical because without a budget, the government or any family would just be going in a circle without knowing what to do. They'll be scratching their head because they didn't plan for what to expend. So spending correlates with budget. In the context of that, the Liberian government, like any other government, I'm being specific for the government of Liberia because we are saying that money are expended and sometimes the money don't go to the needful projects. There are times that you want to buy a pair of shoes, and instead of buying a pair of shoes, you go and buy a trousseau. And that is an expenditure based on your budget. You switch that funds to another item to satisfy a need, because the satisfaction of needs assessment is always the satisfaction of needs assessment. And government is under extreme obligation to meeting those obligations in the interest of the public. Having said that, government and I come up with a policy based on what the Veterans Smith had just told us, that you cannot just get up and say you are traveling just because you want to travel. I'm closing down now. And then report of expenditure. We are not in the government system, so we cannot be conclusive and say the people don't bring the money back or they don't make report. I surmise that they make report. And it's not public knowledge for them to tell you, say, we made report the $10 I took, I brought back $0.06. In the same vein, the money that they gave them, they don't make noise over it.
All right. Thank you, Mr.
So we want to thank you and thank the public for always being on the show. And I want to say one thing finally. whenever someone is in transition, because this is thought, what we're using comes from our minds.
Okay, Mr. Nebby, let's discuss that in the back. After you want to call, I'm going to leave the live air.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yes, I want to thank each and every one of you for being part of the show. It was a great show. The challenge on running these things is that it doesn't always go the way you plan it, especially with respect to the guest. And so we just got to stay committed and focus. We will get some, we'll lose some. We've been down this road before, and there are many disappointments that are going to come. But we're making, we're getting there. The platform is going to embrace a lot of great people. We do have a great lineup from tomorrow going all the way to the weekend. We pray that, circumstances will allow them to appear on the show. We'll continue to keep engaging people to come on, because I always say we do have the combined knowledge and experience on this platform is impeccable. And I don't think we hold one of the greatest experience, education, any platform out there. We do. And it's not to blow our own horn, but it is true. It's a matter of fact. On that note, I wanted to thank you for coming. It was a great show, great analysis. And at this point, I want to head it back to you, Alex, so that you can send us home. Thank you. And gentlemen, I'm going to call back on a beg to differ, so please join. Alex?
Yeah, so thank you, Mr. Wright. Let me say thanks to every one of you, Mr. Zaza, Mr. Nepe, the veteran Smith, and you, including you, the co-host. I'd like to appreciate every one of you for always taking upon your own time, coming here on the show to educate our people. Most especially,
Mr. Lewis, very low.
Okay now?
I don't know, Mr. Lewis, who you charming?
It's right now.
All right, so I just want to say thanks to all of you for always being on the show. Mr. Zaza, Mr. Nepe, the veteran Sume, and the co-hosts, for coming always to educate our people, including even me, because there are a lot of national issues that I'm not aware of. But being here on the show, I have to get some ideas on the show, and I can use it also there also, when I'm with my friends. So I do appreciate every one of you for coming here on the show to educate our people, including me, like I said. So the show was great today. The only thing we forget about is opening the line for callers for today. Even though we did it previously, we're waiting for you guys, but at least we'll go into a discussion or we'll open the line. But today we never did. So I hope we'll come back at time that was off. The callers, maybe they'll be listening to the show and have an interest to spread out their views. So that will give them a platform so they can call on the show. So I dropped something there in the chat room. I hope that Mr. Wright will be part of our discussion tomorrow. It's already in the chat room. You guys can look at it. And it's very much important, so we all can look at it tomorrow too. So thank you. And that's it. This is how I would like to leave you.
Thank you. Gosh. Can somebody please call, man? My phone is... All right, let's do this. Ellis, can you drop? Ellis, drop. Gentlemen, I want to stay on.
All right.
Ellis, drop. Yeah, drop the radio, please. And then we're going to close
you guys will still remain on the page.
Huh?
If I drop, you guys will still be on the page and the YouTube.
Yes, because we don't want to be live on the radio.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna remove her too from Facebook here too. All right, if I do that, and then we're gonna just shut that too. My phone is dead, gentlemen. That's a problem. Hey, give me 1 second here. Let me see. I want to be able to call so everybody can come on. My phone is dead. All right, so yeah, let's do this. I'm going to call back in like 10 minutes. So y'all please pick up. My phone will be charged by then. All right, thanks.